Hello and welcome back to the next video in the Unum Sales Consultant Training Series. My name is Andrea Franconi. I'm an Unum Sales Consultant, and today's session is all about making selling social. Today, we're going to be talking about what Unum is all about, what is social selling exactly, and elaborating a little bit on the different social selling platforms that are out there. What are some best practices for social selling, and then showcase what a post could look like to represent Unum to our customer base. I'll share my contact info at the end, and we'll remain connected. So let's get started. Now, what is Unum? Unum is corporate insurance. We have a large breadth of different products, different options to reach each and every single company for different portfolios and different budgets with life, vision, dental, disability, stop loss, other executive benefits, voluntary products, and leave management. So an all-inclusive, all-incorporated, fully incorporated solution for our customers. Now, you might be asking, why is this important? Because in order to properly execute social selling strategy, it's important to fully understand the product and the different applications of the product. So what exactly is social selling? Social selling, according to Hootsuite, is a process that allows your business to zero in on business prospects, specifically on social media, and build rapport with a network of potential leads. So you may have heard of social media marketing, but that's different from social selling because social selling is the deliberate action of using social media to find and develop leads. Here are some social selling platforms. So taking Unum Social is incredibly important because the ability to leverage this tool is what's going to transform your sales team into an even more effective and powerful team to be able to close the gap between where we are now and where your team needs to be in the future. Some social selling platforms are more deliberate than others for specific tasks. For example, if you want to focus on customer interaction, Twitter and Instagram are less formal, but a much better way to interact with your customer base through different visual and written content. If you want to identify what your customer would look like, then LinkedIn is a great platform to use. LinkedIn is more formal and more structured, and certainly a better use case for customer identification. Now, why use social media and not any other tool? The numbers are very clear. 89% of B2B marketers turn to LinkedIn to generate their leads. Additionally, 62% of B2B marketers say that LinkedIn generates leads at twice the rate of the next best performing social media channel. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had the opportunity to double my lead generation by using an additional tool, I would go to that tool immediately. Really consider the importance of social selling in this instance. I want to bring up 4 key components of why social selling platforms are even more important. Social selling just works. According to LinkedIn Sales Solutions and their internal data, businesses that are leaders in the social selling space create 45% more sales opportunities than brands with the lower social selling index. Number 2, social selling helps your sales team build real relationships. Now, when we're talking about relationships, this isn't a phone call. This is deliberately putting up your brand on social media to establish that relationship with the customer. Number 3, your customers and your prospects are absolutely already engaged in social buying. Everyone is on social media. Everyone who is anybody is online. 4.2 billion people worldwide are active on social media. That market on social media platforms is seeing an increase where platforms are gaining 490 million users per year in 2020 alone. From 2019, there was a 13.2% increase. And most importantly, our competitors are already using social selling. Considering the numbers, 200 million Instagram users visit any profile at least once a day, and 81% of Instagram users are researching products and services on the platform. This is a market that needs to be capitalized. Here are some best practices to ensure that social media at work and with Unum are used to their best potential. In order to ensure the most effective use of social media usage online, it's important to establish your brand and provide value to the customer immediately. It's important not to get too salesy in these sort of occasions, ensuring that your position as a salesperson is relatively informal, but still represents Unum and its professional products in a way that makes sense to the consumer who's looking for a complete solution. Number 2, make sure that once your brand is established, to listen strategically and build relationships with the right people. It's important to bring in the concept of social listening, making sure that you have different tools at your disposal, such as Twitter lists and other Instagram accounts, to make sure that you're able to fully understand what the market is doing and what customers are interested in. Always make sure to keep it real and consistent. Instead of writing one note to many different buyers, make sure that you take the time to personalize each individual message. Customers understand that, and they view it as a personal interaction instead of a transaction. And although it is work to put in at the beginning, it carries off into the future, establishing your network and building your roots to make sure that in the future you will still have that contact. In addition, make sure to be consistent and not expect immediate results. Relationship building takes time. Reaching out on multiple platforms and making sure that your impactful content is spread out among different platforms, as we said before, because different platforms have different audience and different interactions. Here's an example of what a post could look like. This post would be catered towards Instagram or Facebook, because this is a kind of post where we want to engage customers. For example, this post is focusing on the Unum app, where user experience is the top priority. So on a post on Instagram or Facebook, a customer would be interested in seeing what the app is doing and what new developments there are. For example, combining coverage and signing with Adobe Sign to ensure that the customer experience is seamless and doesn't go overboard with the technicalities. A more professional use case that could be posted on LinkedIn could explain the app development and the customer experience behind the scene. For example, defining and answering the question, what is the company doing to help the customer or the end user and to make their end experience much better than it was before? That concludes today's seminar on social selling. Please reach out to me with any questions. Here's my contact info with my cell phone and my email. I look forward to the next session of the Unum Sales Consultant Training Series.